The rain hammered the streets of downtown Seattle like it had a personal grudge, turning the neon lights into smeared halos that mocked my every step. I slipped on the slick pavement outside the old bookstore, my coffee spilling across my sneakers, and that's when he appeared, out of the storm, drenched and grinning like he'd been waiting for me to fall. "You okay?" His voice cut through the downpour, low and steady, pulling me up with hands that felt too warm, too real, for the glitch I swore was rewriting my life. In that instant, the world flickered, not like a power outage, but like a bad render in some half-baked video game. The system's voice, cold, mechanical, the kind that narrates those trashy web novels I binge on rainy afternoons, blared in my skull. Warning: protagonist proximity detected. Emotional entanglement probability, 87%. Do not engage. Repeat, do not fall in love. But Alex Rivera, with his storm gray eyes and that effortless way he made chaos feel like home, had already hooked me. And the system? It could glitch all it wanted. I was done listening. My name's Jordan Hale, 25, a barista by day and amateur scriptwriter by night, scraping by in a one-bedroom apartment that smells like instant ramen and regret. Seattle suited me, gray skies mirroring the fog in my head, endless coffee to fuel the what-ifs. I'd always been the quiet gay kid in a family that pretended my coming out was just a phase, like a bad haircut they'd wait out. Friends? A rotating cast of theater nerds from my community college days, all sharp wit and sharper insecurities. Love? That was for rom-coms, not guys like me who overthink every text. Until 3 weeks ago, when the glitch started. It began innocently enough, a pounding headache after pulling an all-nighter on a spec script about a queer hacker dismantling corporate closets. I woke up to my laptop screen frozen on a pop-up that shouldn't exist. Welcome, host. You have been selected for the BL transmigration system. Objective: survive the plot without derailing the main couple. Penalty for interference: oblivion. BL? As in boys love? I laughed it off, hallucination from sleep deprivation. But then the voice confirmed it, crisp as a CAPTCHA. Affirmative. You are now the cannon fodder side character in Shadows of Evergreen, a yaoi web novel set in modern America. Stay in your lane, Jordan. The protagonist, Alex Rivera, is off limits. Shadows of Evergreen. I'd read it last year, hating how it romanticized pain. The brooding artist protagonist, Alex, tangled in a forbidden love with his straight-laced best friend, Liam, amid a backdrop of small-town bigotry and big-city dreams. Cannon fodder? That was me. Jordan Hale, the snarky barista who flirts once with Alex in Chapter 7, gets rejected, and fades into irrelevance. But now it was real. My apartment's walls shimmered with faint overlays, quest notifications, affinity meters, like AR gone wrong. And Alex? He wasn't fiction anymore. He was the guy who'd just saved me from face-planting into a puddle. Thanks, I muttered, shaking off the rain as he steadied me. Up close, he was taller than the book described, broad shoulders straining his soaked flannel, ink stains on his fingers from whatever sketchpad he carried. His dark hair curled at the ends, and that grin, God, it was weaponized charm. Affinity rising, 12%. The system pinged, insistent. Abort interaction. No problem. You look like you needed a hand. He tilted his head, studying me like I was one of his portraits. Jordan, right? From the Beanery? My stomach flipped. We hadn't met yet, not in the plot. This was off script. Yeah, and you're? Alex, artist, insomniac, professional rain dodger. He laughed, a sound like gravel under tires, warm despite the chill. Buy you a new coffee? Least I can do after the spill. I should have said no. The system was screaming now, deviation detected. Return to baseline. But his eyes held mine, and for the first time in forever, I felt seen, not as the side character, not as the guy with the messy family history, but as Jordan. Sure, I heard myself say. Lead the way. We ducked into a diner 2 blocks down, the kind with vinyl booths cracked like old skin and waitresses who called everyone Han. Alex ordered black coffee, no sugar, classic brooding hero move, and slid into the booth across from me, shaking water from his jacket. Conversation flowed too easy. His latest gallery rejection, my half-finished script about a drag queen revolution. He leaned in when I talked, really listened, like my words were colors on his canvas. Affinity, 28%. Critical threshold approaching. Halfway through my refill, the door jingled, and in walked Liam Hargrove, blonde, preppy, the other half of the destined couple. In the book, he was the golden boy, heir to a logging empire, secretly wrestling with his sexuality in the shadows of Evergreen, their fictional Washington town bleeding into Seattle's sprawl. Here, he was real, sharp jaw, tailored coat, eyes scanning the room until they landed on Alex. Tension crackled like static. "Rivera," Liam said, voice clipped, sliding into our booth uninvited. "Fancy finding you here. Who's this?" Alex's posture shifted, subtle, but I caught it, the way his shoulders tensed like he was bracing for a storm. "Liam, Jordan's a friend. From the coffee shop." "Friend? Already?" My heart stuttered. Liam's gaze flicked to me, assessing, dismissive. In the novel, this was the jealousy trigger, the side character stirring doubts. But his eyes lingered a beat too long, something unreadable flickering there. New variable, Liam affinity at 5%. Unanticipated. "Friend, huh?" Liam's smile didn't reach his eyes. He flagged the waitress, ordered espresso, and launched into business talk, some land deal in the Cascades that Alex was illustrating for. I sat there, the third wheel in my own glitchy life, piecing it together. The system hadn't accounted for this. Liam noticing me, or Alex's hand brushing mine under the table, accidental but electric. By the time we parted ways, Alex insisting on walking me home despite the downpour. The system was in full meltdown. "Host, you have deviated 47%. Correct course or face penalty." I ignored it, replaying Alex's goodbye. A quick hug that smelled like pine and possibility. Back in my apartment, the overlays buzzed, side quest unlocked. Avoid Liam's scrutiny. Reward, plot stability. Stability? Screw that. For the first time, I wanted to burn the script. The next morning, my shift at the beanery was a blur of lattes and the system's nagging. Daily reminder, do not pursue Alex. His arc is with Liam. But when Alex strolled in at noon, sketchpad under arm, ordering his usual and lingering at the counter, I couldn't help the banter. "Back for more rejection stories? Or just the view?" He smirked, tapping the counter. "Both. Got a break between mocks. Mind if I sketch while you work?" I nodded, heart pounding as he claimed a corner table, charcoal flying across paper. Customers came and went, hipsters with man buns, suits barking orders, but my eyes kept drifting to him. The way his brow furrowed, lost in creation. Affinity, 41%. The ding made me flinch. A coworker shot me a look. Then Liam appeared again, this time with purpose. He ordered nothing, just stood at the pickup, arms crossed. "Alex mentioned you last night. Said you're writing something. What's it about?" I froze, foam art forgotten. In the book, Liam was possessive, but this felt probing. Queer stuff. Identity, family drama. Nothing fancy. He nodded slowly, blue eyes piercing. "Sounds heavy. My family's got its share of that. Closets deeper than the sound." It was the most human he'd seemed. Vulnerable, almost. Liam affinity, 12%. Divergence escalating. Alex looked up then, catching the exchange. His pencil stilled. "Liam, give the guy space. He's got a line." Liam chuckled, but it was tight. "Just making conversation. See you at the reading tonight." He glanced at me. "You should come, Jordan. Alex's exhibit opening. Could use a fresh face." An invite? Off script. The system wailed, trap detected. Decline. But Alex's hopeful glance sealed it. "I'd like that," I said. That night, the gallery in Pioneer Square pulsed with low lights and indie folk humming from hidden speakers. Exposed brick walls dripped with Alex's work. Raw portraits of queer icons, lovers tangled in urban grit, faces I'd seen in protests and pride parades. Seattle's art scene turned out in force. Drag performers in glittering heels, activists with faded tattoos, a trans couple arguing passionately over wine. I hovered near the entrance, feeling underdressed in my thrift store button-down, nursing a plastic cup of cheap Merlot. The system whispered, "Observe only. No interventions." But then Alex found me, weaving through the crowd, his black shirt unbuttoned just enough to show collarbone ink. A quote from Whitman. "We were together. I forget the rest." "You made it." His smile lit the dim space. He handed me a brochure, our fingers brushing. "Deliberate this time. Tour guide duty. Pick a piece. I pointed to a canvas of two men on a ferry, hands almost touching across the rail. Puget Sound stormy behind them. This one reminds me of home. Family trips where no one said what they meant. He nodded, voice soft. It's about the almosts. The what-ifs that haunt you. Our eyes met, and the air thickened. Affinity, 56%. Host, extract now. Before I could, Liam materialized, glass in hand, entourage of suited investors trailing. Jordan, glad you came. His tone was cordial, but his eyes scanned Alex and me like a threat assessment. Alex, the buyers love the Cascade series. But they want tweaks, less edgy, more marketable. Alex's jaw tightened. It's art, not a billboard. If they want vanilla, hire a stock photographer. The argument simmered, familiar from the book. Liam pushing conformity, Alex rebelling. But tonight, I was the spark. Liam turned to me abruptly. You get it, right? Balancing dreams with reality? Your script, it's about that. I hesitated, the wine loosening my tongue. Reality's overrated. Dreams are where we fight back. It was a line from my draft, raw and unpolished. Liam's expression shifted, surprise, then something like respect. Or envy. Maybe you're right. He clinked his glass to mine, lingering. Alex watched, silent, a storm brewing in his gaze. As the night wore on, conversation splintered. I drifted to a quieter corner, chatting with a non-binary artist about representation in media, when Alex pulled me aside. Hey, you okay? Liam can be intense. He's your best friend, I said, echoing the plot. I'm just the barista. Alex stepped closer, the gallery's hum fading. You're more than that. From the rain, the diner. You see me, Jordan. Not that tortured artist, bullshit. His hand found my arm, thumb tracing a circle. Heat bloomed. Affinity, 72%. Catastrophic breach imminent. The system's alarm blared. Initiate penalty sequence. My vision blurred, the room tilting like a bad trip. I gripped the wall, gasping. Alex's face swam into focus, concern etching lines. Jordan, talk to me. It's nothing. I lied, pushing down the panic. But in that moment, as his arms wrapped around me, steadying, I realized the truth. The system wasn't saving me from love. It was the cage. And Alex? He was the key. The glitch hit full force later that night. After I'd stumbled home, the city's lights streaking like comets. I collapsed on my bed, the overlays exploding, host violation confirmed. Plot integrity compromised. Commencing erasure. My body went numb, memories flashing. Childhood Christmases with dad's averted eyes after I brought home a boyfriend's photo. Mom's whispered, we'll pray on it. The college party where a hookup ghosted me for optics. Endless therapy sessions unpacking the weight of being the gay disappointment. But woven in now were new threads. Alex's laugh, Liam's unexpected candor. The system droned on, rewriting code, but I fought it, whispering into the void, no, this is my story now. Dawn broke with me intact, barely. The voice returned, subdued, penalty deferred. Temporary reprieve. Adjust behavior. I laughed, bitter. Adjust? To what? A life scripted by some cosmic troll. Work that day was torture. Alex texted, you vanished last night. Everything good? Dinner soon? My thumb hovered, system pinging warnings. Liam messaged too. Heard you bailed. Alex was worried. Coffee on me. Two paths, diverging. In the book, I'd choose neither, slinking away. But here, in the gray Seattle drizzle, I chose both. Or tried to. Dinner with Alex was at a hole-in-the-wall faux spot in the International District, steam rising like secrets from our bowls. He opened up, his abuela's stories of migrating from Mexico, the church that shunned him for kissing a boy at 16, the art that became his rebellion. I paint what they won't say, he said, chopsticks pausing. The love that's there, even if it's messy. I shared too, my script's core, a trans hacker exposing a senator's hypocrisy, born from my cousin's suicide after conversion therapy. Vulnerability hung between us, thick as the broth. When he reached across, lacing fingers, I didn't pull away. Affinity, 89%. Final warning. Walking back, under street lamps casting long shadows, he stopped. Jordan, the kiss was tentative, then fierce, tasting of lemongrass and longing. Fireworks behind my eyes, the system silent for once. But reality intruded the next day. Liam's coffee invite turned into a confrontation at a park overlooking the bay. Gulls wheeled overhead, wind whipping his coat. "What's going on with you and Alex?" I blinked, caught off guard. "Friends." "What?" He paced, frustration cracking his polish. "Because he's pulling away. From the deal, from me. And you're different. You don't play games." In the novel, this was the confession scene. Liam realizing his feelings for Alex. But his eyes on me held heat, confusion. Liam affinity, 34%. System error, triangle formation detected. "You're bi, aren't you?" I blurted, piecing it from book hints and his intensity. He stopped, wind dying. "Yeah, always have been. But family. Evergreen's old money doesn't do labels. Or choices." His voice broke. "Alex gets it, the hiding. But you? You wear it like armor." We talked for hours, benches creaking under shared weight. Liam's world, boardrooms where slurs were jokes, a father who equated success with straightness. My armor? Cracked, but real. By sunset, something shifted, not romance, but alliance. "Help me talk to him," Liam said, "before I lose my best friend." The system freaked. Alliance with antagonist? Deviation 92%. Prepare for Cascade failure. Cascade came that weekend, at Alex's cabin in the Cascades, our neutral ground retreat, pitched as a writing art collab. Pine-scented air, crackling fire pit, stars like scattered diamonds. But tensions simmered, Liam arriving late, excuses thin, Alex sketching furiously, avoiding eyes, me, the glitch in the machine, trying to mediate. Over Esmores, it erupted. Liam accused Alex of sabotaging the deal for principles. Alex fired back about selling out. I jumped in. "Stop. This isn't about land. It's about us. The fear that's choking you both." Silence fell heavy. Alex's eyes met mine, then Liam's. "Us," Liam echoed, voice raw. The confession tumbled out. Liam's bisexuality, the unspoken pull between him and Alex, now tangled with me. The book would have ended here. Heroic sacrifice, me bowing out. But I didn't. "I'm not cannon fodder," I said, standing. "And neither are you. We rewrite this." Alex crossed the distance first, pulling Liam into a hug that lingered, then turning to me. "You're right." The kiss that followed, three of us, hesitant, then honest, shattered the system. Error. Error. Plot collapse. In the aftermath, as we sorted embers, the voice returned, fragmented. "Host. You have overridden core directive. New paradigm. Coexistence." It wasn't forgiveness. It was evolution. But glitches don't fade easy. Weeks blurred. Gallery success for Alex. My script optioned by a queer indie studio. Liam coming out publicly. Scandal sheets screaming. Family cutting ties. But protests swelling in solidarity. Prejudices reared. Slurs on socials. A bar fight where Alex took a punch for me. Liam's boardroom ousting. We leaned on each other. Late-night calls dissecting hurts. Pride floats where hands linked defiantly. Yet twists lurked. The system, evolving, dangled temptations. Bonus arc. Sacrifice one for the canon pair. I ignored it until the night of the script reading, packed house in a Capitol Hill theater. Midway through, a line about chosen family hit too close. My on-stage hacker mirroring Liam's rebellion. Backstage, he cornered me. "That was me. Us. But what if it's too much? What if I drag you both down?" Doubt, the old enemy. Alex overheard, pulling us into a green room huddle. "Then we fight together. No more hiding." The high faded with a call. Liam's father, heart attack, summoning him to Evergreen. Duty clashed with heart. We drove east, pines giving way to judgmental stares in the hometown that birthed their scars. Hospital vigil, monitors beeping, elders whispering about sins. Liam's dad, pale on sheets, rasped apologies. Not full, but enough. I was wrong. Live, son. Healing's messy. Back in Seattle, conflicts peaked. A rival artist outing Alex's throuple in a scathing review. Sponsors pulling, friends fracturing under gossip. I cracked first, packing a bag after a screaming match. "I'm the glitch. You two were meant to be. I'm just the bug." Alex found me at the ferry dock, Liam in tow. "Rain again, poetic justice." "You're not a bug," Alex said, gripping my collar. "You're the fix." The heart we didn't know we needed. Liam nodded, tears mixing with drops. Stay? We choose this, us, every day. The kiss that sealed it was salt and storm, 3 promises forged. The system pinged one last time, directive obsolete. Host, you win. Silence followed, sweet as dawn. Months on, Seattle's rhythm held us. Alex's mural on a pride wall, Liam's foundation for queer youth, my series greenlit. Twists came, family reconciliations, betrayals from old allies, but we navigated, deeper bonded. Love isn't linear, it's the glitch that makes us real. In the end, the system was right about one thing. I fell hard. But too late? Nah, just in time. Liam paced our shared loft, Alex's space, now ours, with canvases stacked like unanswered questions and my script notes pinned to every fridge magnet. This is my fault. I pushed for public. Now it's poison. Alex, cross-legged on the rug sketching furiously, looked up. Bull. It's theirs. We don't apologize for existing. I brewed tea, hands shaking, caffeine my crutch, but tonight it felt like fuel for flight. The article twisted us. Alex the seducer, me the opportunist barista, Liam the fallen prince. Comments sections boiled, slurs from trolls, pity from allies who pitted our confusion. My phone buzzed. Mom, finally reaching out after radio silence. Her text a gut punch. Saw the news. Praying for you, son. Remember who you are in God's eyes. Who I was. The kid she'd hugged at 8, then distanced at 18. We fight it, I said, setting mugs down. But doubt not. The system, dormant since the override, flickered back faintly. Residual protocol. Isolate variables. Suggest separation for stability. I shoved it down, but it lingered like static. The crisis meeting stretched into dawn. PR firms, lawyers, a queer media consultant named Riley, non-binary, fierce, with tattoos mapping their transition journey. On the narrative, Riley urged over takeout burritos. Thruples aren't new. Visibility is power. But prep for backlash, doxing, protests. Backlash came swift. Alex's next gallery show, vandalized overnight, red paint scrawling deviance across his Queer Lovers series. Police report filed, but the cop's smirk said it all, low priority. Liam fielded death threats, voice steady on calls, but cracking alone. Me? Harassed at the beanery, customers boycotting, manager pulling me aside. Look, Jordan, you're great, but optics. I quit on the spot, pride stinging. Walking Capitol Hill's rainbow crosswalks, I felt exposed, the city's progressive sheen cracking under scrutiny. Found solace in a dive bar, nursing a soda, when a familiar face slid onto the stool. Theo, my old college theater buddy, by an unapologetic, now a stand-up comic roasting bigots for a living. Read the rag. You okay, Hale? Theo's hug was bone crush, no pity. Barely. I spilled. The leak, the fights, the fear that our love was a luxury we couldn't afford. Theo leaned in, eyes sparkling mischief. Twist, use it. My next set's on queer scandals. Guest spot? Turn poison to punchlines. I laughed, first real one in days. Back home, pitched it, a comedy night fundraiser for Liam's foundation. Alex grinned, art and laughs. Sold. Liam hesitated, then nodded. For the kids like me. The event was electric. Packed house at a queer club. Theo emceeing with zingers about thruple trouble that had us roaring. Alex debuted a live sketch, our faces intertwined, defying the hate. I read a monologue from my script, the hackers coming out soliloquy, voice breaking on lines about chosen kin. Liam spoke last, raw. This isn't scandal. It's survival. And love. Donations poured, headlines shifted, queer power trio takes back the narrative. But victory's fleeting. A week later, a deeper cut, Liam's estranged sister, Elena, showed up unannounced. Tall, sharp-featured like him, clutching a suitcase and a lifetime of resentment. I saw the article, she said, perched on our couch like a falcon. Dad's dying for real this time. Cancer. Wants reconciliation. But only if you fix this mess. Liam's face drained. Elena, the golden sibling, straight and settled, had always been the buffer, defending him in whispers while enforcing family lines. Now, her eyes darted to Alex, then me, laced with pity. It's not too late, Liam. Evergreen needs its air hole. The argument that followed shook the loft's beams. Liam roared defenses. Alex countered with quiet fury about authenticity. I mediated, heart splintering at Elena's tears. I love him, she sobbed. But Dad's last wish. By morning, Liam was gone, driving east to bedside vigils, promising just a week. The loft echoed empty. Alex and I circled each other. Raw? He's choosing them. I whispered one night, curled on the fire escape, city lights blurring. No, Alex murmured, pulling me close. He's choosing peace. We hold the line here. But holding meant facing our own fractures. Alex dove into work, sketches turning darker, portraits of fractured families, mine haunting the studio. I revised my script, weaving in throuple threads, but rejections piled. Too niche, risky for mainstream. The system whispered temptations, revert to canon. Pair Alex with Liam. Erase self for harmony. Nights, I'd jolt awake, dreaming of oblivion. Theo dragged me to a support group, queer survivors, a circle of folks scarred by outing, rejection, conversion camps. Stories echoed mine. A lesbian mom losing custody, a trans man fired post-transition. One elder, silver-haired and soft-spoken, shared, loves the rebellion. But it demands allies, not saviors. Allies. I called Mom, voice trembling. Read the article? Silence, then, yes. I braced for scripture. Instead, I'm sorry, Jordan, for the prayers that hurt more than helped. Tears choked us both. Not full acceptance, yet, but a crack. Liam returned 10 days later, hollow-eyed, Elena trailing like a shadow. Over diner pancakes, he unpacked. Dad's confession, bedridden and broken, admitting the bigotry that poisoned their bloodline. He signed the foundation over to me. Clean break. Elena stayed silent. Then, I was wrong. Seeing him fade, it showed me. You're whole. All of you. Forgiveness isn't fireworks. It's quiet. She moved to Seattle, interning at the foundation, her presence a bridge. But trust rebuilds slow. Late-night talks where Liam admitted doubts. Alex confessed jealousies. I own my insecurities. We're not perfect, Alex said one evening, sketching us three on the loft floor. But we're ours. The system's flickers ceased entirely then, as if bored. Or evolved. Our story? Ongoing. A Pride panel where I spoke on polyamory and media, Alex's exhibit selling out to allies, Liam's TEDx on inherited shame. Twists lingered, a rival suitor for Alex, testing waters, my ex resurfacing with apologies and agendas. But we navigated, deeper rooted. Love, in all its forms, isn't the fall. It's the catch, and the choice to hold on. Evergreen's shadow stretched longer than I expected. Even with Elena's olive branch, the town's ghosts clung, letters from old friends, laced with Bible verses, a protest at Liam's foundation gala that had security on edge. We'd planned it as triumph. Black tie under chandeliers, queer icons mingling with donors, Alex's murals framing the stage. But as I adjusted my borrowed tux in the hotel mirror, first time in silk, feeling like an imposter, the system's ghost pinged faintly. Lingering anomaly. Hometown convergence. Brace for relational strain. Liam, pacing in slacks and suspenders, caught my eye. You look good, Hale. Like you belong. I snorted, nerves jangling. In this monkey suit? Or the throuple spotlight? He smiled, sad-edged. Both. Tonight's for proving we're unbreakable. Alex swept in then. Bow tie ask you. Kissing my cheek, then Liam's. Quick. Grounding. Save the brooding. We've got speeches to nail. The gala hummed. Laughter echoing off marble. Canapes vanishing like evidence. Elena worked the room, her poise a shield, introducing us as the family redefining legacy. Donors nodded, impressed. Activists clapped, inspired. My toast, on stories as weapons, drew cheers, heart swelling. Then the disruption, a cluster of evergreen locals, suits starched, faces pinched, cornering Liam by the bar. This charade ends our support. One barked, checkbook out. Repent, boy, before you drag us all down. Liam's jaw set, but Elena stepped in, voice steel. Your money's welcome if your heart is. Otherwise, doors that way. They stormed out, murmurs rippling. Alex gripped my hand under the table, knuckles white. Old wounds. But the night salvaged. A surprise grant from a tech mobile ally. Toasts to resilience. Back in the suite, champagne fizzed as we unwound. Ties discarded. Elena crashing on the couch with a book. Laughter flowed. Easy. Until Liam's phone lit. Unknown number. Voicemail blinking. He played it on speaker. Room stilling. A gravelly voice. Hargrove. Your father's will's contested. Elena's in on it. Wants her cut. Come home alone, or lose everything. Betrayal hit like frost. Elena bolted up, face ashen. That's not Liam, I swear. He silenced her with a look, storming to the balcony. Alex followed. I hung back, piecing the venom. The system hummed. Plot hook. Familial sabotage. Navigate or fracture. By morning, accusations flew over hotel coffee. Elena tearful denials. Liam's trust shattered. Calls to lawyers confirming the challenge. A codicil alleging undue influence from his lifestyle. Elena, named executor, accused of collusion. I love Dad, she pleaded. But he whispered doubts about us. I ignored them. Liam's eyes, red-rimmed. Ignored? Or enabled? She fled to her room. We drove back to Seattle in silence, the Cascades mocking with serene peaks. The loft became war room. Documents scanned, affidavits drafted. Alex buried in legal sketches, cartoons lampooning the will's clauses, his humor a bomb. I scripted counters, dialogue for depositions, channeling rage into words. But strain seeped. Nights, Liam withdrew, staring at evergreen photos. Childhood him and Elena, innocent. Was it all lies? He'd murmur. Alex and I tag-teamed comfort. My logical breakdowns, his tactile warmth. Yet jealousy flickered, me resenting Elena's biological tie, Alex envying Liam's normal past. Theo, ever the lifeline, hosted an intervention barbecue at his rooftop. Veggie skewers, queer playlist blasting. Families suck, he declared, passing beers. Build your own. But don't let one snake poison the nest. Elena showed, uninvited but brave, folder in hand. Proof. Dad's emails, his rants, my replies pushing back. She handed them over, voice cracking. I fought for you. Always. Liam scanned, shoulders slumping. Why not tell me? Fear. Of losing you both. Tears fell. He pulled her in, the hug seismic. Forgiveness, round 2. The will contest dragged months. Court dates in stuffy Tacoma rooms. Testimonies reliving traumas. Dad's lawyer, a fossil with a mustache like disdain, grilled Liam. This arrangement. Stable for business. Liam, unflinching, more stable than denial. Alex testified on art's truth, I on narrative's power. Elena flipped, exposing the codicil's forgery by a resentful cousin. Verdict, ours. Inheritance intact, but scars deeper. Post-trial high crashed with a personal bomb. My script's producer, a slick Hollywood type, called. Love the throuple angle, edgy, but toned down the by-rep. Audiences want clean arcs. Rage boiled. Clean? Like erasure. He backpedaled. I hung up, slamming my laptop. Alex found me in the studio, charcoal smudged. Fight or fold? Fight. We rallied. Theo's comic network for buzz, Riley's media push. A viral thread, my open letter on authentic queer stories, snowballed, petitions signing, studios scrambling. Twist within. The producer caved, but demanded a pilot rewrite with marketable tension, a love triangle pitting me against Liam for Alex. Drama sells, he grinned. I pitched back. Our drama's real, prejudice, not pettiness. Stalemate. Enter the wild card. Sam, a trans director from the support group, optioning my original draft independently. Crowdfunded raw. Your voice, unfiltered. Filming started small, Seattle locations. Our loft is set. Alex crewed lights. Liam funded extras. Elena even acted a cameo, her straight sibling ally role cathartic. But sets breed chaos. A scene on Coming Out sparked actor meltdowns. One straight ally quitting over uncomfortable authenticity. Replacements rushed, budget strained. One night, under rain machines mimicking our first meet, Alex ad-libbed a line. You're the glitch that fixed me. Cut. Crew applauded. I kissed him, unscripted, Liam joining, blurring lines, but healing. The premiere packed a community theater. Cheers for every kiss, sobs for the pains. Reviews hailed it a queer triumph. Offers flooded, not Hollywood gloss, but indie gold. Through it, our bond tempered. Liam proposed therapy, group sessions unpacking polydynamics, communication cards for check-ins. No assumptions, he said. Alex painted our family portrait. 3 figures, intertwined roots. I wrote epilogues, not endings. The system? A relic, silent. But in quiet moments, I'd wonder, was it ever real, or my mind's metaphor for fear? Didn't matter. We'd hacked it. Evergreen faded to occasional visits. Dad's grave tended jointly. Elena's wedding where we stood as family, no qualifiers. Prejudices persisted, slurs at gas stations, policy fights in courts, but we armored up, community our shield. Love's plot twists. Endless. A new baby for Elena, us as doting uncles. Alex's fellowship in New York, testing distance. My book deal, tours pulling me away. Each strain a chance to choose. And we did. Every time. Distance tests like acid, etching truths in the burn. Alex's fellowship, 6 months at a Manhattan residency, urban grit fueling his brush, hit first. Airports became our altars, tearful goodbyes at Seattle-Tacoma, reunions in crowded terminals where kisses defied TSA glares. Liam and I held the fort, but the loft felt hollow, echoes of his laughter haunting corners. Video dates. Liam suggested one night, wine loosening limbs on the couch, his head on my shoulder, a rare vulnerability. Keep him close. We did. Nightly calls, screens glowing with Alex's sketches of subway muses, our updates on foundation grants. But pixels lack warmth. Liam threw into work, events blurring days. I scripted sequels, words a poor substitute. Jealousy crept, not of each other, but the city's pull. What if he stays? I voiced over takeout, chopsticks idle. Liam's eyes, steady. Then we visit. Or move. Love adapts. But adaptation strained. A New York gallery scooped Alex for a solo show, queer visions of diaspora, his Mexican roots woven with Seattle rain. Opening night, we flew east, jet-lagged into tuxes, the space a whirlwind of critics and collectors. Alex shone, circulating with that effortless grace, but his eyes sought us in the crowd. Post-toast, in a dim after-party loft overlooking the skyline, a collector cornered him, silver fox, silver tongue, hints of patronage laced with private viewings. Alex deflected, laughing it off later over diner pie. Old school. Thinks art's a pickup line. Liam bristled. We trust you. But call it out. Tension simmered homebound. On the red eye, Alex confessed quieter doubts. Manhattan's alive. But it's not us. Back west, fractures showed. Liam's foundation hit a snag. A state bill gutting LGBTQ plus funding, protests planned. He dove in, rallies by day, strategy sessions by night. I joined pickets, signs aloft in Olympia rain, chants drowning doubts. Alex, sketching banners remotely, felt sidelined. I'm contributing, he snapped over a glitchy call. But it feels like cheering from afar. Guilt gnawed. We planned a reset. Cabin weekend, no screens. Pines whispered as we hiked, unpacking over campfire esmores. I miss touching you, Alex admitted, marshmallow sticky fingers lacing mine. Liam nodded, firelight dancing on his face. Miss us deciding together. The fellowship, great, but we need votes. We voted, extend, but with monthly check-ins, relocate foundation advocacy to hybrid, including East Coast allies. Compromise, our quiet revolution. Bigger twist brewed in Evergreen. Elena's pregnancy announcement, joyful but loaded. Uncle Judy's, she joked over brunch, hand on belly. But undertones, family pressures mounting, her husband's conservative kin side-eyeing the Seattle influence. Liam's protectiveness flared. We'll be there, but on our terms. The baby shower became battleground, pastel decorations clashing with rainbow cake we smuggled, aunts cooing while whispering about alternative lifestyles. Elena mediated, fierce mama bear. But a cousin's jab, hope the kid gets normal uncles, landed like shrapnel. Drive home seethed. Cut them off, Alex urged, wheel gripping. No, Liam countered. Educate. Or at least model. I mediated, boundaries. Show up, but shield the little one. Elena texted later, thanks for the cake. And the backbone. Alliance solidified. Personal gales followed. My book tour, Glitch Love, Rewriting Queer Fate, kicked off in San Francisco, crowds hungry for poly tales. Standing ovations, but hotel loneliness amplified. One night in Chicago, post-reading Q&A on Thruple myths, a fan lingered. Young, earnest by guy, eyes wide with "You're my hero" awe. Innocent chat turned flirty. I shut it down, but guilt texted home. Handled it. Miss you. Alex's reply, proud. Hot, even. Liam's, details later. Love you safe. Trust's muscle, flexed. But back in Seattle, a storm broke. Anonymous email to Liam's board, alleging instability from our dynamic, attachments of tabloid clippings. Resignation demands trickled. Board meeting, suits in conference room, air thick. Liam presented data, foundation growth despite scandals, voice iron. Alex and I flanked, silent support. Our personal lives fuel the mission, he said. Authentic advocacy. Votes swung our way, but one holdout, a donor's proxy, hissed post-meeting. This ends badly. Market. Threat lingered. We hired investigators. Trail led to evergreen cousin, grudge deep. Confrontation via call. Liam's calm dismantle of lies. Elena's backup testimony. Cousin folded, apology emailed. Hollow, but quiet. Healing meant deeper dives. We started a pod. 3 threads, sharing stories, vulnerabilities. Episodes on jealousy, societal scripts, joy and margins. Listeners flooded. You gave words to my mess. Alex's residency ended with a bang. NYC exhibit touring west, closing in Seattle. Opening night, our loft transformed. Walls alive with his work, us as muses in paint. Critics raved, sales soared. But the real art? Post-party, tangled in sheets, whispers of forever. Twists kept coming. Elena's labor, us in delivery room. Hand-holding through contractions, first cries echoing triumph. Little Mia, dark curls like Liam's, gripped our fingers tiny strong. My sequel script? Greenlit for series, Thruple Central, diverse cast, trans leads. Auditions buzzed. We consulted, ensuring heart. The system's echo? Faint dreams now, warnings turned wisdom, love defies code. We'd cracked it. Yet prejudice's hydra, a school board banning our pod in libraries, citing indoctrination. Rally cries rose. We spoke, amplified. Wins small, policy shifts, hearts opened. In quiet, we thrived. Sunday markets hand in hand. Cabin escapes. Mia's giggles our North Star. One evening, ferry ride at dusk. Puget Sound gilded. Alex sketched horizons. We're next. Liam leaned in. Together. I smiled, glitch and all. Mia's arrival rewired us. Tiny circuits sparking joy amid chaos. Babysitting weekends became ritual. Her chubby fists clutching our fingers, burbling at Alex's silly faces, cooing during Liam's lullabies. Elena thrived in new mom glow, her husband thawing with playdates. Barbecues where slurs stayed holstered, progress inching. But Idol's invite intrusion. My series filming ramped. On location in Vancouver, borders blurring workweeks. Dailies showed promise. Our Thruple consultant creds shining in authentic scenes. Yet director notes nagged. More conflict. Make the bi guy the villain. Pushback calls home vented frustrations. Alex and Liam listened, but distance bred disconnect. One shoot night, hotel bar solitude tempted. Producer buyout offer whispered. Ditch the poly subplot. Go traditional romance. Big bucks. Ego warred with integrity. Texted the trio chat. Tempted. Advice? Alex, your story. Ours. Liam, hell no. Fight. Bolstered. I countered. Ultimatum met with rewrite greenlight. Victory tasted sweet, but exhaustion shadowed. Return flight delayed. Storm-tossed skies mirroring mood. Homecoming glitch. Loft burglarized. Script stolen. Alex's portfolio slashed. Liam's foundation files ransacked. Police dusted prints. None. But a note taped to fridge. Fix your mess or lose more. Evergreen cousin. Or fresh foe. Paranoia crept. We installed cams, varied routines, grocery runs in pairs, late walks with pepper spray. Sleep fractured. Mia's visits paused for safety. Elena fretted. Higher protection? Liam's jaw set. No cowering. But fear lingered, intimacy strained. Touches tentative, whispers of what if. Theo's comic club became bunker. Laughs as armor. Sets roasting intruders. Burglars hate rainbows, he quipped, crowd howling. One open mic. I performed. Monologue on violated spaces, queer homes as targets. Standing ovation, catharsis. Investigator traced notes inked to a print shop near Capitol Hill. Pawned gear from a disgruntled ex-employee, fired post-gala for harassment. Confrontation in a coffee klatch. Young guy, bitter, spilling grudges. You flaunt it. I lose everything. Liam's empathy disarmed. Hurt people hurt. But theft? That's your chain. He cracked, confessed, charges minor, but apology real. Locks changed, trust rebuilt brick by brick. Deeper dive, therapy intensified, unpacking violations echo, past assaults resurfacing, my college ghosting now traumatized. Sessions raw, Alex's church shunning, Liam's boardroom isolations. Breakthroughs bloomed, affirmations scrawled on mirrors, we are safe. We are enough. Creative surges followed. Alex's tour exhibit morphed multimedia, interactive installs where viewers glitch narratives, choosing queer paths. Interactive? Us modeling. Live demos of our talks, vulnerabilities bared. Critics called it revolutionary intimacy. Liam's foundation launched Safe Havens, queer youth shelters, art therapy infused. I scripted PSAs, voices from our circle. Mia's first steps? At a center opening, her wobbles cheered by kids like past us. Twist uncoiled subtly. Elena's husband, Mark, confided doubts, career stall, identity questions post-baby. Seeing you three. It's brave. Me? Stuck. By awakening. Liam mentored gently, coffees turning confessions. Elena navigated, us supporting, no poaching, just allyship. Mark's coming out? Private pride, family picnic where toasts honored all. To choices, he said, hand in Elena's. Our pod exploded, guests like Mark, raw shares spiking listens. Sponsors knocked, we vetted, keeping soul. But backlash bit, a far-right podcaster doxed addresses, hate mail flooding. Protests swelled, counter-rallies with signs, love wins. But one night, bricks through gallery windows, Alex's work glass shardade. Rage unified. We pressed charges, media spun solidarity. Viral video, us cleaning shards, Liam's speech on resilience. Donations surged. Personal peak, series wrap party, Vancouver Harbor lights twinkling. Cast toasts, but our trio slipped away. Beach walk, waves lapping secrets. This life's ours, Alex said, sand between toes. Liam nodded. No more half measures. I grinned, full glitch. Return brought bloom. Books sequel inked, Thruple tour dates. Mia's christening, secular, circle of allies. Us as godparents, vows to protect her light. Prejudice's pulse. Constant, bills banning trans care, schools erasing history. We advocated, testimonies, fundraisers. Wins hard fought, local ordinance shielding poly families. In lulls, joys simple, farmers markets, Mia's park romps, cabin stargazing. Love's code, ever updating, bugs to features. One dawn, ferry commute, Alex sketched waves. Regret the glitches? Never, Liam said. I leaned in. They made us. Years fold like script pages, turning raw drafts to bound volumes. Mia hit 5, a whirlwind of questions. Why 2 uncles? Answered with storybooks of diverse families. Her curiosity, our compass. Elena and Mark's home buzzed inclusive. Pride flags beside family crests. Barbecues blending old guards with new guards. Our loft evolved. Walls bearing Mia's finger paints beside Alex's masters. Liam's awards stacked like trophies of tenacity. The pod. A network now. Threads united. Chapters and cities. Voices amplifying margins. But arcs demand antagonists. Mine surfaced in Hollywood. Series Season 2. Network execs demanding straighten the thruple. Pair off for relatability. Premiere buzz dimmed. Fans petitioned, but suits held purse strings. Ultimatum call. My agent, frantic. Compromise or cancel. Studio showdown. Boardroom glare down, me pitching unbowed. This sells truth. Erase it, lose soul. Alex and Liam zoomed in. Testimonials searing. Exec shifted. Pilot the polyarch. See metrics. Metrics soared. Viewership spikes. Glad nods. Cancellation averted, but scars. Trust in industry chipped. Liam's front. Foundation expansion to national. Board fractures over risky poly-advocacy. Dissenters resigned. We rebuilt diverse, unapologetic. Alex's canvas. A commission for the Capitol. Queer history mural. Figures from Stonewall to Seattle streets. Backlash petitions flooded. Defenders countered. Unveiling. Procession of thousands. Mia on shoulders. Colors vivid against gray stone. Personal tempests. Health scare for Liam. Routine check flagging anomalies. Biopsies looming. Waiting rooms are vigil. Hands clasped. Fears voiced. Benign. Thank God. But wake up. Annuals mandatory. Self-care scripted. Therapy adapted. Quarterly intensives. Role plays for conflicts. One session cracked me open. Childhood tapes of fixable. Unearthed. You're worthy. Therapist affirmed. They echoed. Healing balm. Twists twinkled too. Mia's school play. Her as glitch fairy. In a tale echoing ours. Crowd enchanted. Us teary in seats. Elena's second. A boy named after Liam's dad. Cycles broken. Honored. Creative crossroads. Alex's invite to Paris residency. Year-long. Debate raged. Pros. Inspiration. Cons. Fracture. Vote. Go. But sabbaticals for us. Rotations visiting. Eiffel kisses. Sane sketches. Our love bridging oceans. My book trilogy capped. Glitch legacy. Finale touring globally. Readings in Tokyo. Audiences bridging cultures. Poly whispers universal. Back home. Launch party loft packed. Toast to persistence. Foundation milestone. 100th youth housed. Gala starlet. Liam's keynote. From shadows to safe harbors. Thanks to loves that held. But Hydra heads. National bill targeting non-traditional families. Custody threats. Quiet victories. Mom's visit. Full embrace. No prayers, just pride. My son, the writer. Dad's letter, post-stroke. Proud. Late, but true. Elena's kin softened. Mark's family hosted Thanksgiving. Toasts inclusive. In stillness, we reflected. Anniversary hike. Cascades cresting. 10 years. Alex marveled. Ring glinting. Simple bands. Vows private. Liam. From rain to roots. Me. Glitch to grace. Systems myth. Faded fable, but lesson etched. Love defies directives. Mia's 10th birthday. Beach bash. Waves crashing cheers. She asked, your story's famous. Happy ending. We three exchanged glances, grins shared. Kiddo, I said, it's just beginning. And so it unfolds. Twists, triumphs, the endless rewrite. In America's mosaic, we paint our thread, vibrant, unerasable.